Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today's video because we are finishing off the series of the Clionadh palettes that were just released. We are going to use the Oceano palette today. I've used the Paleo and Archeo palette in two previous videos. Those are linked down below, so definitely go check them out if you want to see their color stories, swatches, the look I came up with. You guys, the palettes themselves are breathtaking. The color stories are beautiful and the quality of the eyeshadow formulations are impeccable. This is what this palette color story looks like, and we played around and got this really fun, bold eye look. But you guys, before we jump into it, if you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the bell for notifications of new videos, and if you like this video, make sure you hit a big thumbs up. But if you want to see swatches and how I got this look using the Oceano palette from Clionadh, just keep watching. Okay, so Clionadh has released 3 palettes. I've already reviewed 2 of them, and they did a trio. So there's Oceano, Archeo, and Paleo. I already did Archeo and Paleo, so these ones are already posted and up, so go and check those out if you want to see what their color stories look like, swatches, and we did a look with them. Today, we are going to play around with Oceano. So these 2 were a remaster and have matte shades in them, and then Oceano is completely new to their line. The color story is everything you would expect from an ocean themed palette. Lots of luscious blues, some of the sea greens that you would find, but then there's some nice pops of color kind of reminding me of the sun and tropical weather. And I'll tell you right now, each of these palettes is a little bit different. So their color stories are different. Their multi-chrome shimmers, duochromes, you name it, they have different formulations in each palette. So with Oceano, it is broken down into 4 sets of 3. There's the Island Shores Trio, Riptide Trio, Coastal Haven, and Marine Discovery Trio. Now there's multi-chromes, metallic, duochrome, velvet, satin, and mattes in here. Whereas depending on the palette, they also had similar variations of shimmers, multi-chromes, duochromes, and satins. So I'm excited to dive in. We need to swatch the colors, see what they look like, figure out a way forward. But I have been so in love with these 2 palettes, and I'll be honest, Paleo is probably my favorite right now. There's a couple shades in there that I used. When I met up with friends, I got so many compliments. They wanted to know what multi-chromes I was using. So right now, Paleo is my favorite. But I can easily be swayed by the swatches and what we come up with. And I'm looking at the pressings. They're absolutely beautiful. So let me go ahead, swatch these, prime my eyes, and we will discuss. Okay, these swatches are not disappointing me at all. Mattes are still buttery smooth, beautiful formulation. Now, these shimmers, oh my goodness. So the first 2, Mauna Loa and Bioluminescent, so beautiful. So Mauna Loa is the peachy shade that kind of has like orange and yellow like shades in it. And then you've got Bioluminescent, which is kind of like a holographic periwinkle blue with some purple in it. Absolutely breathtaking. I love those 2 shades. I really want to use them, but I don't know how I would use them together. I'm kind of wondering if I should do Bioluminescent right here and then Mauna Loa. I don't know. I haven't decided. We will figure it out. Now, the shade Plankton, really pretty minty green with kind of a bluish shift. And then the last 2 shades, Urchin and Ocean Glass, are beautiful. Urchin is that purpley shade with light blue glitter and pink glitter shades in there. And then Ocean Glass in the pan looks blue. On my arm, it looks like silver graphite with like a light blue fixed in there. It's so weird. It's quite interesting. It's very different than what it looks like in the pan. But I'm looking at these shades and I'm like, what do I do? I could do the bluer shades like Lagoon and Undertow right here on the outer part and then put in Mauna Loa and Bioluminescent. I'm contemplating. Let me go wipe these swatches off and kind of think about my options because there's so many good ones in here. Okay, I think I have a way forward. I'm really excited for this. I'm really hoping it turns out how I think it will. I'm going to go into the shade Lagoon first. This one is going to go in the crease and the outer V. Oh, dive in very sparingly. There's so much product on here. Oh my goodness. And I just want it to be a wash of color for the crease. Alright, you guys. I'm going to give you a quick little update. I have not left for Germany yet. I was supposed to leave on Saturday. It is Monday. In the Navy, we have what we call hurry up and wait. And that is literally, I'm in a holding pattern right now because we're waiting on some results of labs that I had done. So when I first got notified that I was selected for my augment, which was like 3 months ago, I started doing all my medical stuff. I did all my medical screenings. I was cleared, fit for full duty. But if you've watched a couple videos recently where I've talked about the fact that I lost my sense of smell in December, there's been some things that I've had to do, but that appointment to get into the ear, nose, and throat doctor had been made for like 2-3 months. And here it is, like I'm getting down to the wire and I'm having like last minute things done with it. So when I checked into kind of like we call them eye stops. So from leaving my main command to going to Germany, there's an in-between command that does all the like military medical processing and the evaluation of everything and making sure we have the training that we need, all the intermittent things. So therefore it's an intermittent stop. But they had reviewed my medical record on the Monday that I checked in, and they're like, hey, that afternoon I got a phone call, voicemail that said, hey, you need to go and get these labs done. So Tuesday morning, go check back in, do a little bit of training, go over to medical because I had to fast, and I had the labs pulled. Well, it wasn't all the labs. We're going to go into the shade Undertow. This one I'm going to put right here in the outer V, and then slowly smoke it into the crease. So when I went to ear, nose, and throat, she wanted to do a couple more labs. And I had done one of them. It was to test my autoimmune, make sure that I had no autoimmune disease or anything. That one came back normal and fine. So when I saw the doctor the week that I was checked into my intermediate command, she was like, I want one more lab ordered. She ordered it Monday night. So Tuesday morning when I went to go get my lipids and glucose tested, they should have pulled that lab. They didn't. So Wednesday morning, I get told, hey, you need to go and get a lab. And I'm like, I was just there yesterday. And they're like, no, this lab has to be done. They didn't pull it. Like, you need to go and follow up with them. I'm like, great. Because the one day they pulled my labs from my arm, and I'm like, I'm just going to be a pincushion all week if we're on this path. So I was kind of annoyed. And I go in and I talk to the front counter for the lab, and I'm like, hey, look, this, that, and the other. So she checks in the system. Sure enough, she finds it. I'm really liking how this is coming together. She's like, well, they ordered it for a different clinic, so therefore that's why on Tuesday. And I was like, okay. I was like, what is the possibility that I don't have to drive cross town to go to that clinic? So she got her supervisor to pull it, became a pincushion, donated some more blood. We are waiting on that lab to come back. And they're like, oh, it takes 48 to 72 hours for labs to come back. Well, here it is Monday. I got up this morning at 4 a.m., got myself ready for the gym, went and worked out, had a good, I got a good 30 minutes on the treadmill. I did about 30 minutes of strength training. I have been posting my workouts on Fitbod to my Insta stories. So if you guys want to see, it's not a lot of strength training, but I'm getting more weight. So today, back extensions were 240 pounds. I would not have thought last year when I was dealing with all my back pain that I would be able to do a seated back extension with 240 pounds. But I have slowly, very slowly worked my way back up using my Fitbod app. That is a lifesaver because I don't have to think about what I'm doing. I can what are my recovered muscles? So it'll give me a workout based off of my recovered muscles. And that is a game changer. But I got up this morning, I did my workout, got myself ready. I'm just waiting for them to get these results so I can come in, get my signature signed off, get a new flight. It's crickets. All right, I am gonna go into one of the shimmers now. We're gonna go into the shade Mauna Loa. This one I'm gonna put in the center. I'm gonna pick it up on my ring finger, or my middle finger to place this. So Friday I was like, okay, we're waiting on this slab. Am I gonna get it back by this afternoon? And they're like, oh, we'll let you know, we might. And then nothing happened Friday. I was seeing in like some of the chats, I was seeing some other people that were on hold, finding out Saturday morning, like, hey, you're cleared to fly. Go ahead, do what you need to do. We have little Miss Sochu here. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll still fly out. Nope. My came and went, and I am still in Virginia. You're tickling my chest. Or you're tickling. Honey, do you want to lay down? No? Alright, cool. I'm going to go into the shade Bioluminescent. What are we doing? I mean, it gives me more time with Sochu and Dixon. Dixon's been my little shadow. He's like a stage 4 clinger right now. But I am getting like, I'm still getting some quality time with them. Are you going to sit down? No? Alright. This is going to go in my inner corner. So this morning when I talked to him, like, if I don't fly out on Saturday and I don't hear anything from you, like, what do I plan on doing on Monday? Like, do I just need to come in? Like, do I just call in? Do I drive in? Like, what's the plan? And she's like, oh, we don't need you to come in. Like, if we don't have results, then we don't need you to come in. And I'm like, cool, but what like, I need to muster. So we in the morning do, it's called muster, and like, we literally let them know that we are alive, we're good to go, and if they need us, we're on standby. So she just had me email in this morning and say, I'm alive, I'm good. And after that, all I got was a thank you. And I'm like, what? So to say I don't know what is going on, I don't. I had done everything I needed to do. I had done all my medical. I was, according to my primary care doctor, I was for full duty, ready to go, ready to fly, see you later. And now, ear, nose, and throat is holding up my entire process. You guys, this is quite interesting. I'm kind of like right here, I'm getting Miami Dolphins vibes because they're green and orange, or like teal and orange, but this is interesting. Y'all need to let me know your thoughts on this. Let me go do this eye, some base products. I'll be back. I'm pretty sure she's gonna be mad that I have to turn off the camera. You gonna stay? You guys, Sochu is still sitting on my lap. She got really mad when I turned the camera off last time, but she's not budging now. All right, so we got base products done. The eyes are probably the most interesting I've done in a while. I really like the contrast of the like greenish blue and this shade, which is what, bioluminescent. It is so pretty. And then like this orange in the middle. It's kind of like a weird sunset. All right, let's go ahead, finish off the eyes. I'm looking at this and I'm like, do I want to do the green and blue underneath my eye, or do I want to switch it up and play around with this shade, playing off of this? That is a tough call, you guys. I'm gonna use the shade Starfish. I don't know if this is gonna look good, if it's gonna like make the look bomb. Here goes nothing. I'm really hoping it just kind of plays off this orange. So the other thing with me being on standby, Luke is gone. His ship got underway the day after I was supposed to leave. But he had made sure, like, he was technically supposed to be on duty. He got that day off so that he could take me to the airport. We could just kind of like spend the morning getting ready and like doing what we need to do, and so he could help me out. And then by like 10 o'clock I had called and they were like, no, you're not, like whatever. So I got my flight canceled, and he and I just kind of did like a date night. We met up with Jamie and Rob, and then we went and had a date night and went to dinner and everything. Just kind of chilled. Now I'm going to go into the shade Undertow. But we have friends who are going to watch Dixon and Sochu. One of them, she's going to stay here with them until he gets back. And she's also on standby because she was supposed to come over Saturday night after I left, hang out with Luke, get the rundown on, you know, the animals, and we had the guest room set up for her and everything. Well, I've been talking to her like, hey, you know, this is what's going on with me. And she's military, so she understands. Like, she knows the limbo that it is right now. But she's been pretty, like, flexible. And even then, I think think she just said she's gonna come over. So she's gonna come over tonight, hang out, and then get the rundown on everything that's going on. All right, I'm gonna switch my brushes to my larger compacted. I mean, I obviously have some packing that I still need to do because there's some stuff that I've set stuff aside to pack, but I haven't like thoroughly packed my stuff because I'm like, what happens if my labs come back and they're not willing to send me? Now I have to unpack everything. But at the same time, it's like, I do need to pack it in case I do leave. I don't think my labs are going to disqualify me from going. All right, now we need to do the inner corner and brow bone. I think I'm going to do the highlighter. Actually, I think I'm going to drag this under a little bit more, the green. All right, so for the inner corner and brow bone, I'm going to use my Rare Beauty highlighter in Exhilarate. It's what I have on my cheeks right now, which so good. That's the other thing is I haven't like picked out my makeup or anything that I'm taking with me. I know like I have an idea of what I want to take with me, but I can also do my makeup tomorrow. Even if they were to get my flights and stuff, I'm not going to be able to fly out tomorrow if they're like, hey, you're cleared to go. So that's the other thing. Like, yes, she's going to come over and get the rundown on like where their food's at, what needs to be done. She'll be able to see Dixon's dinner, which is the only variation. Like he gets a kibble jerky blend that I get from my friends. So I have two friends that own a pet store here and they deal in like the organic and raw food for dogs. I pick up his food from them. I have like this weird little like flake of something. But at nighttime, he'll get a little scoop of his kibble and then he gets raw food for dinner, which he had like started to rebel against eating his kibble. And that's the other thing is dogs should not just be on a strictly kibble diet. There's people that go back and forth on it, but it's been proven that it is healthier for dogs to eat a raw diet. So Dixon's spoiled. Sochi gets her wet food in the morning and Dixon gets his wet food at night. But it definitely helps with it, like his digestion and everything. So she'll get to see dinner and what goes into like getting them ready and everything or feeding them. And we'll hang out. Sochu, her claws are out. We'll kind of go over everything, kind of catch her up on what's been happening and just hang out tonight. All right, let me go ahead, do brows, liner, mascara, and lips. I'll be back for the final look. And I need to know your guys' thoughts. Like, what do you think of this? This is very outside of what I normally do. I do bold, I do colorful, but I don't like normally transpose. Like usually it goes darker to lighter. I don't know, I really like this. Let me go finish it off and I'll be back with the final look. Okay, you guys, I am back with the final look. And I decided to put white in the waterline, black up here. And I really like how the effect is playing on that. Y'all will have to let me know your thoughts in the comments because at first I wasn't sure. I was like, ooh, did I mess up? But as it came together with base products and a liner and mascara, I'm really liking how this is looking. It kind of gives me tropical sunset on the beach. I don't know, let me know. Do you like this? Do you think I should have gone with something else? What other colors would you play with in that palette? Let me know. Are you picking up the Oceano palette? Are you picking up any of the other palettes? The Archeo and Paleo? The collection itself, I wasn't sure. I've talked about it in the first video. I wasn't sure because it's a bit expensive, but these shadows are hand pressed in Canada. And that's the one thing, like you're going to find different quality with Clionadh. Also with indie brands, you're going to see that they're a little bit more expensive because they're not doing a mass production like you would get with a palette from Ulta or Sephora, even with some of the drugstore brands. So are you going to make that splurge? Also, I don't know if they're doing any of the shades in the palettes as individuals. I know that Clionadh predominantly has individual shadows, so you can kind of build your own palette or color story. And a lot of their shadows are the duochrome, multichrome satins and shimmers. This is the first time that I've seen mattes from Clionadh, and they're in these three palettes. But you guys, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the bell new videos, and if you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Until my next video, you guys, bye. I'll see you in the next one.